older black women always want to use this black don't crack. We age the best, this and that. Show me your left ring finger.
Some reason, Minister Japp and Kevin Samuels are picking on older black women.
Here we go.
They seem to be on a campaign to try to make us seem like we are undesirable and that we have hit the wall.
Here's the issue with these kind of things, guys. I think everybody hit the point on the head. One, she is obviously morbidly obese.
Yes.
And the reason she continues to come at successful men is because, one, she's recognizing the kind of men that she would have liked and had a chance to date had she not put herself in the position she had in life. Two, older black women always want to use this black don't crack. We age the best, this and that. Show me your left ring finger. Show me your left ring finger. I don't want to hear any of this other stuff. Japp, you kind of hit on a point that I've brought out on my channel. You guys hold the record for the most engaged, longest engaged, uncommitted, long-term relationships. You cannot get what it counts: the wedding, the marriage. So women like this, instead of doing what it takes to give men what they want, they're trying to scare young women, which they're not hearing this anymore. I'm just come to my show and you'll hear the young women. I ain't trying to hear these old bras no more. So the only ones left are the frightened, still BP men and guys who haven't quite woke up yet that think that they may end up getting clowned. But then you look at the alternative. Would you rather get clowned or would you rather have this? I'll take my chance at the fair or the circus because I don't like this right here. So go ahead.
Right.
Kevin, a lot of things that I'm getting from black women is that you're subliminally bashing in a passive aggressive way.
Yes.
What do you say to that, Kevin, when you hear that?
If the truth is bashing, then yes, because I'm not subliminal about anything. I just use 2 + 2 is 4 and let you feel however you feel about it. Okay. I mean, 2 + 2 is 4. Now, I don't have to, I've even gotten to the point on my show to where I don't even put people up on camera unless they're trolling, because the audio speaks for itself.
Right.
See, what they're trying to do is they're trying to find a way to delegitimize or invalidate their delusion.
Yes.
And I just happen to have the right blend of sales, questioning ability, psychology, probing, and patience to allow them to just talk and say,
oh my God, tell on themselves. Listen, Kevin, I gotta tell you, man, I gotta tell you, dude, can't nobody do it like you. Listen, man, I've been doing this a long time. I have never seen anyone so thoroughly dissect and subsequently ether these live on the air. There's no script. There's no. Like, you pick apart every one of these. It's like you ask them questions that require them to tell on themselves. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I don't know.
To be a salesperson, especially when you're a high level salesperson, commission only that's the highest level of sales. It's the highest tightrope, no net. And you eat what you kill. You cannot afford to waste time. You cannot afford to waste time with people who really cannot buy, and all it takes is being hungry or almost getting fired to let you realize that you have to get better at listening, probing, and asking direct questions that are going to lead to an outcome. My ultimate point is this: are you coming into the conversation in good faith? The chances are no. Okay, but you have a chance to make me believe something else. Number 2, what do you want, and what are you willing to do to get it? That's it. That's the secret sauce to what I do. Now, all the other things down the line are just kind of lead off, but it really comes down to, what do you want? I don't judge these women for saying they want a husband who's making $350,000 a year, 3 kids, and Buckhead, driving a Porsche truck and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, great. And what are you going to do to get it? I think
that these men like Minister Jap and Kevin Samuels are intimidated by the fact that Black women look young for a very long time and they do not hit the wall. And
Just make an opening statement.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yes, please, yes, Counselor, your opening statement, please.
Well, I need to explain what I believe finally happened.
Okay.
I'm not special. The manosphere dating coaches have all been saying high value. I mean, hypergamy, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, but isn't it females consolidating on the highest value man available or something along those lines?
That is exactly what it is. Like, to no better.
All right. So what I did was I took concepts that we already know and I just quantified them in a thing that if you take men over any time period, any history, any country where it's among men, what did the men do to separate themselves to the top?
Right.
Minus morals, principles, religion, and sex. So here's what it effectively is. High value man has done something that nothing else could do. Alpha, select, show your work. It is a real-time progress report.
Wow.
Now, everybody in school understands what a progress report is.
Right.
Me, I was a good student. I loved progress report. I would rarely do you go home and check your mama. I'm like, that's the progress report. And here are the grades. Wow. My progress, but if you didn't do good or you were behind, but the first time I got some kind of jacked up grades or a slow progress report, I wasn't so cocky. And that's what this whole high value thing is done for especially for women. They have to ask themselves, where are they at? And far too many of them are behind or they spent it. And this is what some of the issues that a lot of guys have with me, the real-time progress report as well. Friday, I did a show where I had 12 women on the panel at one time. Yeah, it was a work hard. I had them call in, and they stacked up. All right. And on the panel, the standout was a 24-year-old single mother of a 10-year-old who was rated herself an 8. And and then I had a 22-year-old who thought she was a stuff, who's 190 pounds, and then a bunch of other women, and all of them wanted the same thing. And the attitudes, it was palpable, even though they were pleasant. But you know who shut the panel down? A woman who came on from the Dominican, she was the second wife to her husband. He married her at 22 years old, and they've been married for the last 20 years. And she point blank said, I don't understand Black women in America. And basically exemplify the kind of attitudes and the thought process. See, here's the thing with Black women have a problem with, especially like the woman here. Even the best of Black women, our culture here is so backwards. Yes. It's hard for them to look at Black men as anything. I mean, at best, they look at you as possibly their equal, but something to submit to or work behind or inspire to become. No. And this is why it's so easy for them to believe this. I'll say this now, wrap it. Okay. I say this at all the time. Women tell men what they think they deserve by their attitude and their appearance.
Oh God.
What is this woman telling the men of the world that she thinks they deserve? She would tell you she deserves Prince Charming because I mean, that's what she would tell you she deserves because of all kind of things that men don't value. The reality is this: women tell men what they think they deserve by their beauty. And if a woman has allowed herself to get to be 300 plus pounds, that's not beautiful. So she's telling men, you don't deserve anything. If a woman has an attitude, now this is a more calm demeanor, but I've heard this woman talk really horribly. And that's with a real bad attitude. So it's like no beauty, bad attitude. That's what you're telling men what they deserve, but yet you want Prince Charming. And see, when you think, at the end of the day, when you think men are fundamentally bad people, that's where a lot of these women think. They really believe that men are not good people.
Right.
And what can you really do with a woman like that? So no matter, women like this will always find their way to delude themselves, to try to say things are going on. I find it interesting. that she mentioned something that to her followers and viewers that there's a war between her, Minister Jap, and myself. And I'm like, ma'am, you know we're close to being that important. I mean, I mean, you're, I mean, you're
12.
you're you. I mean, that's honest. You're you, and Jap is him, and I'm me. I mean, let's put these three things in a lineup, and two things, one thing doesn't match. You're
Yeah.
you, and we're us.
Yeah. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong.
I'm having a larger group of women following me. These women who have put, you know, I'm a PhD, I got a master's, I got all this, I got all that, who have come to realize that, wait a minute, men don't value this. I've let my career and all these things that I want get ahead of me. Now I have precious little time. And now they're trying to rejigger what they can salvage. And it takes a different kind of mindset. And then you have the other side. The other side is going to be content gold, the rampant feminists that women that Myron was talking about, the ones that blame men for their positions because they went down the path of trying to be a modern woman, thinking that men were going to value them for their degrees and everything, and they are really surprised. I mean, you guys got to understand, women really truly believed that guys were going to value them for their education. They're not saying that. They really believed it, and they were shocked to find out that it was wrong. They said, "What is this? I don't think black men make enough to provide." They also, okay,
Yeah.
not true. 51% of black men are single and childless. 64% are in the middle class. That is plenty to provide.
Okay.
Blackdemographics.com, black stats by black people for black people. They also leave the children behind frequently to raise. Again, half black men are single and childless. So we're speaking about a minority of men. What you're talking about is the guys that you are choosing to make a hyperbolic statement about. And we can, and here's the thing. If I can't blame black women for why they file 80% of divorces from marriages when you are 1 in 4, when 1 in 4 of you are likely to get married, but yet 80% of you walk out of marriages. The average weight is 187 pounds. You're the most educated, the freest, most blah, 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 but you're the least happy. And you have 51% of your men single and childless and in the middle class, and you still can't get a man. Who should we blame?
Check it out.
I also wanted to talk about younger women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Younger women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have a younger friend who is in her early 30s. They're laughing at these older men that put them on a pedestal because they're younger and they're lusting after them and they want to be the boyfriends or the husbands of these younger women. These younger women do not want them. They laugh and they talk about them behind their back. And they say, oh my God, I'm getting all this guy's money.
Oh my God.
I'm taking this guy for a sucker. He can't get a pickup. You know, he's chasing after me and I don't know why, because he cannot satisfy me. I don't understand how men have this delusion.
Stop.
Go ahead.
What we just witnessed was a massive amount of psychosis and projection.
Wow. Okay.
What she basically did is black women are in their 40s and they're at their peak, but the black men are fucked up and can't get their hard. So you put black women up here who are the least married, least partnered group of women at an older age living their best life. That's that Derek Jackson, you're the most lit on the dating scene. And you correspondingly talked about black men down here. But see, what she won't talk about is the black men that are like us and up here. Because we don't see them. See, that's what this whole high value reframing of the conversation, that's why these women are so pissed, because of the high ground now. And it's all, you know, they're talking about these young girls, they can't get up. And I'm like, sis, you don't know any hot young women. First off, you know a mid-30s-year-old jacked up women. We are dealing with kicking it with hot young women, and they are happy with us, and they're looking at you and say, I don't want to be bitter, old, and alone on a smartphone talking about imaginary black men like Mr. fucking snuffleupagus. This is what the problem is, man. So this is what feeds that abject delusion. And I'm going to say this and I'm in. And this delusion is what has been feeding other delusion. And now we're actually just coming in with light and Lysol and clearing it up. And they can't stand it because there's fewer and fewer places for them to hide.
Get thousands of hours of content not found anywhere on patreon.com/Donovan Sharp. Link in description.